Okay, so I'm gonna start recording. Okay, so I'm gonna start recording. Wait a second. Okay, so now in today's class, we separate today's class in two parts. Before 12, we are going to learn the content. Then after 12, you do the coding. Yes, that Gavin. Okay.
Must be all right.
Yeah, I was just caught up with. I only see the first episode, see the part 2.
This week's episode was kind of like
It's setting up.
the one before that was just insane.
Yeah.
Joe did the Shane's class.
Yeah.
Okay, go to the phone by. Delete those lines. Yeah, from those from here. What's the line number? So you compare.
Yeah.
But this card is all deleted. Yeah. Anyway, so let's start. So today from 11 to 12 we talk about the coding knowledge, and then from 12 to 12:40 you do the coding part. So anyway. So last time we learned very important idea, data types. You know, in the future, every language has their own data type, but the fundamental stuff is the same. Okay, for integers we use 4 bytes. Now for double, we have decimal, and we have a character, and we have Boolean type, and we have string. Okay, and so that is like the fundamental type. So most of the high-level languages, they always will have this different data types. And we know if I want to declare those types, and we can do, yeah, wait a second. Okay, as you can see, we always prefer to have this prefix. Okay, I said we prefer, so because it's optional. Now, if you don't want to have this prefix, that's fine. But in order to have a user-friendly code, now we should always think about to provide the prefix. So if we have a name, we have a string variables, we start with str. If we have integers, we have int, and if we have decimals, we have a dec, and if we have double, is dbl. And keep in mind, all of them store differently. For byte, from the name is only 1 byte. I think the data is occupied more bit. As you can see here, it's 8 bit for date. For long is 8 byte. So keep in mind. Okay, one of the reasons we need to have different data type is because they store differently in the computer. Okay, and also if I want to define a variable, I do dim with the name as the variable type, right? Like this one, dim character to top grade as character. Now, when we provide, when we name a variable name with after prefix, now each word start with uppercase letter. So you can see CHR, top grade, T and G are uppercase letters as character, and then you can assign the value by using assignment statement. Assign what's on the right to the left, just like your math, like x equal to 5. You assign 5 to x, like a character to top grade is A. Okay. And also double, same thing as you can see here. Dim dimension, variable dimension. Okay, because they do store differently, right? Some of them use 4 bytes, some of them use 8 bytes, some of them use 12 bytes, right? So that's the idea. So you can define with DIM, dimension, variable dimension, double text rate. As you can see here, after prefix, each word start with uppercase letter. So T and R are uppercase letter. Double text rate as double, Okay, but you do know double is not as accurate as decimal because decimal has more data, has more byte occupied. So one of the, where's my decimal? So here, this is decimal, which occupied single like how many bytes? Okay, single okay, decimal is 16 bytes. So which means like decimal can represent more data than double. Okay. So this is the data type. Now also, after we learn this very important idea, data type, and we also know in order to manipulate our project, we define, well, first of all, we design the user interface, right? We design our user interface. After we design the user interface, then we can use code to manipulate, right? Assign variables, use the assignment statement, and later today, we're gonna focus on the arithmetic operation, plus, minus, subtract, minus, subtract, plus, minus, multiply, divide, and exponent. Those operations are from math, okay? No matter this language, but also in the future, whatever language you use, they always will have this different operation, okay? Because as I mentioned to you, computer science is from math. Okay, so they all the languages will handle this math operation, and they also have the order of operation because I always say the fundamental of math is this order of operation, right? First you do exponent, and then you do the whatever. If you have a group, you do the group first. Then you do multiply, divide. Then you do subtract and minus, right? So that is the order of operation. Now, here, instead of called order of operation, we call this a hierarchy operation, but same idea. So if I have multiple operations in my assignment statement, then which one I do first? That is a problem. Okay, then actually, if you're good at math, just follow the rule of math. But anyway, let's see. I have, the last time we did the beach bike. I'm going to start open that. And also, by the way, for this latte selection and burger question or the VR is still on 19, which is I think it's Saturday night. Okay, I always make the homework due on Saturday night. Okay, so because you should do that, complete the work. Okay, I think at the end of Saturday night you should be ready to do the work. Then all the other, for this chapter 4. Project should due on the February 26th. Okay, so next week I'm gonna open the week 5. So if you finish week 4, then in this weekend I'm gonna open the week 5. If you want to move on to if you want to do the self-study, you can do the chapter 5. If you don't, you don't have to worry. Okay, you can wait. After chapter 5, we're gonna have maybe a week to let you guys to complete everything. Then we're gonna move on to the midterm project. And this class, we don't have tests, but we do have a midterm project and a final project, okay? So that is one thing. And also keep in mind, once you have this user interface finished, you just have to manipulate the properties. And we know if we use label, okay, so all the text we display are on the labels text property, and this should be string type. And if you want your result display in your tab, or you want your result assigned to the dot text property, then you have to convert your result from numbers to strings. Okay, because actually string is always a bunch of characters put together. It's an array of characters. Okay, so last time we know if we want to do the calculation, if we have a string, which is .txt part, all this, dot text part. Okay, the text properties are string type. Okay, because as you can see here, we display number of rental days. How many letters we have? We have a bunch of letters, right? So that is a string type. Now, if we want have, make the string value, whatever we type right here, okay, do the calculation, then we have to convert to integers. That is why last time at the end of the class, we learned convert to int 32. Convert is a class in the library. Okay, so no matter what high level language you use, they always have a library which contains existing codes from users. Okay, because we have many users in the whole world. They might write like different code. Okay, so they want everybody else to just borrow and use. So what they do is they put it in the library. So in the library, we have a class called convert. Okay, class means a bunch of code or just a group of code. Okay, now in this convert class, we have a method, or you can say we have a procedure to convert string to an integer, to int 32. Because you think about what is 32? Because integer occupies 4 bytes. Each byte is 8-bit. Okay, keep in mind, when you think about a bit, you think about is corresponding to a switch on and off. So 8-bit is a byte. Okay, so if you imagine if you have 32 switch in front of you, so how many numbers you can represent? The 2 to the power of 32. But anyway, you get the idea. So no matter what two objects you put on your user interface, labels, text box, okay, if you handle the whatever you displayed, these are whatever you displayed, this will be string type. But strings cannot directly perform calculation, because string is characters. Characters cannot add together or multiply together. So because think about characters, A, B, C, D, F, G, or digit, right? You really cannot handle the multiplication or addition. So you have to convert strings to integers. Okay, so here, so whatever we type inside this text box, it will be a string type. As you can see, we assign to this string variable str number of days equal to text box. The txt is a prefix of text box. txt number of days dot text property. Then, in order to do the calculation, we do int number of days equal to, we are calling the method from the library. From the convert class, we do to int 32 to convert. So you see, if you want to perform math calculations, you have to convert string to integer. But if you want to display your result back to the toolbox, back to the any two object txt text part, then you have to convert back to string. So later I'm going to convert back to string. But that's what we learn next time. Keep in mind, whatever you get in your two object text property, they are strings. Okay, when we talk about two objects, all these objects in the toolbox, right, can be labels, can be buttons, can be text box, and later on we can have all kind of, see here, all of them, all of these two boxes. Now if you want to display on your user interface, you basically manipulate the text property, but those text properties are string type. Keep in mind, a string type. String cannot perform calculations. So in order to perform calculation, you have to do the convert. So that is one part of what we learned last time. So let's continue. Okay, so we have done. So you see here, we define a dim and we define integers. And here, next I think before we move on, we introduce you the constant number. Now keep in mind, the constant number is a number when you define, you cannot change value, like pi. Okay, because we have all this, we have all these data types, the calculations, which is math part, right? Served as a math problem. So actually you can use a VB, you can use a C++, and Java to perform math calculation. Okay. Now, in order to solve math problems, you always will see constant numbers. So constant numbers, you cannot change value. So we start with CONST, the first part of your constant spell. And then the letter will say C right here. C means constant decimal. CDEC is constant decimal. The price per day as decimal. And if you define a constant number, you have to provide value right away. Now, if you don't put this part, the computer will give you error, syntax error. Okay, because if you define some number as a constant number, you have to provide value right away. Yes? Yes?
I was looking at the due date for the upcoming.
Ah?
I'm looking at the due date for chapter 4. And
It will be next week.
and for the lab, it says it's due Tuesday, October 5th.
I haven't changed it yet. Yes, I'm gonna change that later. Yes. So right now you're gonna have to worry about the latte selection and the burgers. Okay, guys. Now, although currently I'm talking instead of doing the work, because everything I talk is very important. It's a fundamental idea of programming. Not only will help you understand the code, but also will benefit you to learn other programming language. So please put whatever you have done right now, listen to me carefully, because it's not just for VB. For all other languages, you will have the same idea. Okay, so next semester, you might see me in Java class or C++ class. The fundamental ideas are the same. So please listen carefully. Now, in the future, if you want to be a programmer, everything I have taught for the last 20 minutes or 25 minutes is very important, okay? Very, very important, because that's a core idea, no matter what language you learn, okay? So in the future, if you want to learn any other languages in RCC, you're gonna see me again, okay? In the future, we will not do this user interface and we just go strictly to the coding part. So you have to really pay attention on what I'm saying. And if you really have issues, you can just email me, let me know, instead of wasting your time to do other stuff, okay? Because really right now, if you're doing something else, you just waste your time, okay? This class is not only just do the project, because you really have to understand what is going on, why you write this statement instead of other things, okay? You see here, if you use it, you're supposed to use the restroom before this class. If you use our class time to use the restroom, that is not good, okay? I'm not going to repeat again, okay? So constant numbers, no matter you define constant numbers in Java or in VB, you have to assign value right away. It is the exact same thing in Java and the exact same thing in C++. Okay, whatever language you use, it is the same idea. Okay, so in Java you have a constant number variable idea. In C++, in Python, they always have this constant number. So what I'm talking right now is the fundamental idea of computer science. Okay, you cannot just waste your time and doing something else. I don't know what's your name of this people, but keep in mind. Okay, listen to me. I think your name is Okay, so just okay. So guys, I think you guys just don't know how to behave in the class because you stay at home for the last 2 years. Okay, you are supposed to learn computer science, and also if you notice, right now the most popular major is computer science. To be a programmer, you can have maybe $1 million salary, but if you don't know how to behave yourself, you really cannot be a programmer. Seriously, okay? Why they can pay you $1 million, even, for the programmer? It's because not everybody can be a programmer. Okay, if you always like cannot self-discipline, then you cannot be a programmer. Seriously, okay? Why it is so hard to behave in the programming class? Okay, anyway, so we have a constant. Keep in mind, no matter what high-level language you use, you can define. There's always CONST. Okay. Like this, CONST. Now, even in Java, CONST. But here, it's a little bit different. If you put this underline here, that means this is, you define this as a global variable. So all the, so all the procedures in this program will be able to use this, okay? Because we all, when we declare constant numbers, we always put it at the beginning of the file. Okay? No matter it's VB or Java or C++, same idea. When you declare a constant number, you always want to put at the beginning of the file, okay? Because you want everybody else to see that, okay? We later on we talk about the scope, right? At which area you can see or use or reference the variables. No matter what language you write, you always prefer to use your variables in between sub and under sub. You want to make your variables to be as local as possible, because if you put your variables to be global, so every procedure can modify it. So it will be dangerous. Okay, sometimes you never know which procedure modify your global variable. But here for the constant number, seriously, Peter, next time don't do this. Okay, you use time, you use the bathroom for this long. You should use bathroom before the class. Anyway, what I said. So for the constant numbers, we're not afraid to be a global variable. We also use put constant in front. It's because once you declare the constant, nobody can modify the value. That is why the constant number we can put at the beginning of file, okay, to make it a global. Besides constant number, you should not have any global variable. Okay, that is a habit. I mean, that's a good habit to be a programmer. So in the future, we can, for other high-level languages, or even for this, we will learn, like we pass a value from a method, from a function to another function. Some people, want to just use a global variable to carry the value, okay, because that will be easy, right? So lazy people want to just put every variable declare at the beginning of the file, and they want to just pass a value. But that is a very, very, very bad habit, because if you do that, your whole program is in danger, okay? And if you always declare your variable as global, then in the future, you won't be able to find a job, seriously, okay? Because that is the difference between a programmer and a good programmer. A good programmer will learn how to pass values among different procedure, different method. So instead of using global variable, okay, global variable is very dangerous. You should not use that. No. So although sometimes if you declare a global variable and you don't have any syntax error or logic error, it's because your code is too short. Once you have a long code and you have multiple procedures, then your code is in danger. So you're not supposed to do that. Okay, remember what I said today. Now, if you declare your variable at the beginning of the function, beginning of programmer, then it will be hard for you to find a job. Okay, what's the difference between a programmer and a good programmer? Okay, user-friendly code, and also try to make your variable stay in local. So it will be easy to control. Okay, it will be easy to control. So in the future, you will know you have multiple ways to pass value from a method, from a procedure to another procedure. Okay, now for different programming languages, we call procedure or function different name, but deep inside the same. Okay, like we call, for this one we call procedure. For the other languages, we call method or function, but deep inside they are from the idea of the math. Fx equal to 3x plus 1, linear function or quadratic function, etc. Okay, so when you have different x value, you will have different y value. Okay, so when you have one certain input, you will have one certain output. Okay, that is from the math idea. Okay, so you can see it is very, very important to learn as math, as many math as possible. So actually, we have computer science degree in RCC. Okay, start from 2020. If you want to have a computer science degree, you should have a calculus 1. But if you want to just see a CIS degree, you can just have a math 134. Okay, keep in mind, sometimes you're gonna have to force yourself to do certain things. If you want to be a good programmer, so force yourself to learn math. Okay, you don't have to get A from the class, but you do need to understand the ideas, so it will help you to understand the idea of the math. Like this. Okay, for each procedure of Visual we do a C++, now VB, it's like it will help to do one thing. For one X, you have one Y. For one parameters, you have one output, like that. So no matter what language you use, same idea. Okay, so this one is this. Next is scope. You can read about it. Scope. It's like, what is scope? It's like where I can refer, I can use this variable, put it in local, just in between sub and another sub. Keep in mind, from day one, when you do the coding, no matter it's VB or C++, Java, Python, okay, or PHP in the future, you always make your variable stay in local, okay, stay within function, within a procedure, within a method. Do not declare global variable, okay? So you can read about it. So always local variable, so it will help you to control, because you never know what happens if you have thousands of lines. You really kind of do that. Okay, so we know convert data type. Okay. Now, in today's class, we have to learn arithmetic operation. Okay, so this one we have done this one. So our option strict on we have learned last time, which means like we prevent the automatic convert. Okay, so in all high level language, not just VB, the system, the computer or compiler always want to like automatically convert. So if I define an integer, but I type 3.1, my computer will automatically convert 3.1 to 3 and assign to the integer. And if I have a decimal or double, if I type 1 integer, my compiler the compiler always will automatically convert to 1.0. So the computer try to make your life easier. So once even they have like a small minor mistake, they will give you a warning message instead of give you a syntax error. So it will just automatically convert. So in order to stop this automatic convert from one type to another, you have to do the option strict on. And in the future, you will know for every data type, we have default value. Okay, so all the language have the same, okay? Because the fundamental idea of the computer science is the same. Now, we have different data type, and different data type, they have their default value, which means if you forget to assign the value, they will use default value. For integers, by default, your integer is 0. And by default, your double is 0.0. And by default, your Boolean is false. So every data type, they have their own default value. Just in case, if you forget to assign values, they will use the default value. Okay, and also they will give you error, instead of error message, they will give you a warning message. Okay, you might see a warning message all the time. Okay, to tell you, okay, you should probably you probably forget to assign the value. Then I'm going to use 0 instead. Okay. So now let's talk about the most important content of today's class, the arithmetic operation. You know, because it's all the languages are from math. Okay, all the computer science languages are from math. Okay, math is in the future you will know it's like the most accurate, beautiful knowledge. Actually, you know, in English you can write essays. Show your opinions. But in math, 1 + 1 is 2. You don't have other answers. Also, get the idea. So it's kind of either black or white. Nothing gray, right? But if you write English or history papers, you can have something in the middle. Okay, so arithmetic operation. We have add, which is plus, add, minus, multiply, divide, and exponent. Add is very easy. Addition, right? We use add symbol, add plus symbol. Okay, so you can see here. And later I'm gonna do the plus, like number of days plus 3 or number of days plus 5. Just like a mathematical plus. Okay. Here, as you can see here, it probably is easier to understand by using these figures. So we have additions and we have a subtraction. Okay. If you see the equal sign, that is a assignment statement. Now in the assignment statement, we can either assign value directly to the left, or we can use the mathematical operations, use plus or minus, see here, decimal regular price minus decimal discount. Now we have multiply. If only see the asterisk, use multiply. Decimal tax equal to decimal price times the tax. Okay, so here. Now when we talk about divisions, now we have 3 different divisions. In general, okay, we use this slash. Okay, we can just perform regular division, like a 1.3 divide 3 or something like that. Okay, this is a regular. If I use this slash, okay, division, regular division. But we do have integer division. What does integer division means? Now this is only for integer, divide integer. So the result will be an integer. So if I do 5 backslash 3, then my answer should be 1 instead of 1 point whatever. Okay, so if you see backslash, that means integer division. Okay, an integer divide integer equal to an integer. Okay, you will see the same idea in other language also. Okay, so as you can see here, in the result for this one, if I see the result, the example here, 13 integer divide 5, then your result is 2. Okay, it's not 2 something. So integer divide integer, the result should be an integer. Okay, you listen to me instead of doing something else. Okay, please. You will have time to do your user interface up to 12. Like I said, what I said today, it is very important. It's not just for VB, it's for all high-level language. They are exactly the same. Okay, the fundamental idea is the same. Okay, even if you learn C++, you learn Java, you will know an integer divide integer is an integer. Okay, but what about whatever left? Right? If I have a 13 divided by 5, what's left? Why would if I have 2, what about the rest of it? Then give us this idea. Mode. Okay. For other languages, we use a percentage. Okay. In the future, if you see the percentage in other languages, same idea, modulus. Remainder. Okay. If you want to understand the remainder idea, you have to perform long division instead of using your calculator. Okay, because you cannot get this by using your calculator. Like a 13 divided by 5. What is remainder? Remainder is 3. Okay, if you think like 13 divided by 5, this is long division, probably too hard. But think about 5 modulus 2. Okay, you see 5 divided 2 will be 2 on the top, but what is the bottom? 1. So this is a remainder. Okay, MOD is remainder. Okay, in VB is MOD. In other languages, percentage. So same idea, but the rest of them, like plus, minus, multiply, divide, is like the same as other languages. Okay, but here keep in mind we have integer division, and this is for the remainder is only also for integers. So only integer divide integer, you can have a remainder. When you handle a decimal number with the decimal numbers, you will not have remainder because this remainder idea is from long division. Do you know what is long division? Do you still remember what is long division? Okay, because here long division. Okay, so that's I told you again and again. It is very important to have certain math problems so you can understand the idea. If you don't have the math skill, certain math skills, you will be in trouble. Long division. Like this, okay? Just show you the picture. So like this is long division. As you can see here, 27 divided by 9. Okay, on the top one, this one, the 3 is the backslash integer divisions result. And this one, 0, is mod result. Okay. If do I have okay, like this one, as you can see here, if we have this integer divide integer, like 3640, integer divide 15, then top one quotient, the quotient result, the quotient is the result of this backslash integer division. But this one, this remainder is the modulus, okay, which is 3640 mod 15 is 10. Okay, only when you know how to do long division, you will understand what is the remainder idea, what is the modulus idea. Okay, I assume everybody passed the math 134, so you can register this class. Okay, so you got the idea. MOD, the modulus is only for integer with integer. Now, although as you can see that even for here, you are able to have this what do you say, decimal numbers, okay, with this, but most likely it is always an integer with integer. But on the top, the top result is the backslash result. The bottom one is a remainder. Okay, so that is the very important idea of today's class. So remainder, you can see here addition. See, if we have the arithmetic operations, we do the right performance first, because in the future you will know this equal sign is in the lowest priority. Okay, suppose you see here, this is a statement which contains actually two operations, addition and the equal. But unfortunately, the equal sign, this equal sign is the lowest priority. You can, everything is like math. So that's why you have to perform plus first. Okay, perform decimal price plus decimal tax. Then your result will sign this. Okay, because this equal sign is always the lowest priority in the order of operation. Like this, then if you have a multiple, you do from left to right. I mean, yeah, it's just like regular math. Okay? You behave or perform decimal regular pay plus decimal overtime pay. Then your result plus decimal bonus pay. Okay. Now some people in this class think if you only need to finish your project, you will pass this class. But please, you're gonna have to understand why do we write the statement like that instead of something else. Some people just simply copy the statement from the book and don't know what's inside, what's behind the statement. That is not good, okay? We are learning this class to prepare you to learn Python or Java next semester. So yes.
Does it matter if the equal sign is like on the left instead of on the right?
It doesn't matter. It's usually should be on the left, because think about it. Have you ever see 1 plus 3? Okay, as the thing is, okay. Now in programming, if we see equal sign, in math, we can compare like 1 plus 3 equal to 4, right? We can have the plus sign in the left and equal sign in the right. But in high-level languages, in programming languages, we usually have different signs for comparison, like equal. So if I have a single equal sign, that means it's an assignment statement. It's always assigned what's on the right to the left. But if I want to compare whether this is equal or not, if I want to say 1 plus 3, is this equal to 4? I cannot use single equal sign. Generally speaking, we always use double equal sign. Okay, it's a comparison. Compare the logic. Larger than, less than, equal to. But usually, the single equal signs, the one you are seeing right now, we do not use them to compare. That means your single equal sign should always stay on the right, on the left, okay? Because it's performing assigned to. So I should not say it's equal to, okay? Because it do not perform comparison, okay? Because in math, you can compare, right? 1 plus 3 equal to 4. But in programming languages, which include VB, C++, Java, Python, if you want to compare, you are not using single equal sign. That's called single equal sign. You only use the one equal sign. Okay. Most likely, we use double equal sign. Equal means comparison. Okay. So here, you have to put the single equal sign here. So we should, if we want strictly, to say to represent the idea of this statement, we should say we want to assign the value from the right to left. We call this sign as a assignment sign, not equal sign, because they do not perform comparison. They do not perform equal. They perform assignment. Is this assign was on the right to the left? It's called assignment symbol, not equal symbol. You should not say, if I say decimal total pay equal to this. Now, although you understand the idea, but it's not very accurate. The most accurate idea is read this as assigned to. Okay, the decimal total pay is assigned to, because they do not perform comparison. You understand what I mean? Compare and assign, the two different operations. Okay, if I have a single equal sign right here, is I assign what's on the right to the left. It's not compare. Okay, 2 equal to 2, that is comparison. Or 1 plus 3 equal to 4, that is comparison. We do not compare, we assign. So compare and assign, they are two different operations in computer programming. Okay, please keeping that in mind. So if I have a single equal sign, is assign value, not compare, because sometimes in math you use the same symbol, but in programming you use a different symbol. Okay, so there's two different ideas. Is assigned to or is equal to, two different ideas. Okay, I can say 1 plus 3 is equal to 2 plus 2. We compare the value, but it's nothing to do with the assignment. But here, a single sign is this. This is a very, very, very common mistake, okay, in programming. Okay, because I guess probably in math you always use the same sign, equal sign, but here, unfortunately, in programming languages, usually if I have single equal sign, that means assign value. So sometimes, if you forget this about this in the future, you will make a lot of mistakes. Okay, because if you use a single equal sign to do the comparison, although the computer will not give you syntax error, but instead of compare, it will assign the value to the from right to left. Okay. Some people, because sometimes in the future you will learn if-else statement or selection statement or a loop statement, no matter if VB or C++ or Java. Okay, it is very common. Instead of say if A equal to B, I do this action. But if you accidentally use a single equal sign, instead of you compare, you assign the B's value to A, then you will have logic error, but you don't have syntax error. Okay, because it's allowed to have single equal sign, but you will have a logic error. Your result will be different. Your result will be different as you predict. Okay, that's called logic error. Okay, in our programming languages, when you click run on your compiler, if there's something wrong, it's called syntax error. Like you might miss semicolon, you might have some typo, like a syntax error. But if you have logic error, it won't show you. Okay, it will not show you any mistake. Your code will run smoothly. So a lot of time when you have a smooth running code, it doesn't mean your code is right. Okay? A lot of time you have logic error, and also the logic error is very difficult to find. The logic error is very difficult to find. For example, if you assign 1.9 to an integer, it won't give you any mistake, but it will assign 1 to the number. But think about 1.9 times 100, you will have 190. But if you have 1 times 100, you have 100. So 100 and 190, see, have a big difference. Okay, that is logic error. So a lot of time you will be frustrated when you have the logic error, because you never know what's wrong. You never know which small step you have mistakes. Okay, so one of small mistake might be this. It is the most common mistake in the programming area. Equal sign, double equal sign. Okay, anyway. Okay, so do not put your equal sign on the right. Okay. So subtraction, as you can see here, decimal net profit equal to this. Okay, subtraction, just like math. You subtract the first one with this. Multiplication also very easy. Use asterisk. Most likely all the languages use asterisk. Okay. Multiply what's on the right to left. Keep in mind your single equal sign is always in the lowest priority. So as long as you have other mathematical operation or arithmetic operation, you do that first. Plus, minus, multiply, divide. Okay. So I'm gonna skip this part because it's easy to understand, but you can see division, we have 3 different divisions. The regular division, integer division, and mod division. The regular division means like, it doesn't matter, you have decimal, divide a decimal, your result will be decimal, doesn't have to be integer, okay? But if you have backslash, which is integer division, so integer divide integer, the result should be integer. The mod is the remainder. From the long division. If you learn Math 134, actually, when Math 101, in Math 101, we learn how to divide polynomials by using long division, because I teach Math 101 and Math 134, okay? Sometimes I teach the courses, it's 2 courses, so I know what is going on. So, you know, if as long as you pass 101, you will know long division, okay? So here, you can see, and let's try to understand why this, okay? So the integer division is the quotient, the result is quotient, okay? So 12 divide 5, so the result is 2, quotient on the top of the long division. 25 divide 4, you have 6, again, right? 25 divide by 4, your result is 6, and your remainder is 1. But 30 divide 7, the result quotient is 4, and the remainder is 2, right? That is the idea. Okay. Okay, why you have to keep on working on the user interface in front of me?
I'm sorry, I've done both Java classes and Python, so I know about data types.
You took the class before, maybe?
It's required to graduate anyway, so Visual Basic. So
Oh, okay.
semester.
Okay. Okay, so one thing I want to mention to you guys is in this summer, we are going to open the CSP 149 in the summer too. Okay, because actually we have this, we're going to have micro-credential program. So people, a student who finish HTML, which is the CSP 149, and also the JavaScript, which is the CSP 261, and PHP, which is CSP 262. If you finish these 3 classes, you have this micro credentials, the badges you can put on your resume or whatever. So we're gonna start from this summer. We're gonna start to run CSP 149 in the summer. Okay, so you can finish the 3 courses in 1 year. But anyway, if you haven't finished, if you haven't taken CSP 149 yet, please think about it. So I will teach the class every Monday and Wednesday on Zoom. Every Monday, Wednesday from June to August. From June to August, okay? Monday, Wednesday in the morning from 9 to 12:40 every day for 3 hours. Yes.
Would there be a campus equivalent? Like someone teaching on campus that course?
You want to on campus, and if you want to come on campus, and you wait for the 4th semester.
Okay.
Yes. Also, we have computer science club. It meet every Friday, I think 5 o'clock. So if you're interested to join a student club, you can join the computer science club. We meet every Friday afternoon. So if you are interested, you can send me an email, okay, about the computer science club. Okay, back to topic. We have the last one we talk about is explanation. Explanation, you see here? Yeah. The good thing for the VB is we do have explanation symbol here to perform exponent, but for other languages, we don't have this exponent. We have to use functions, an existing function from the library to perform this calculation. Okay, so the exponential, this symbol is only for VB. Okay, for other languages, you're not supposed to use this exponential. Okay, now, so int cube area equal to int length cube with this symbol, exponent, a cube. Okay, So you keep in mind, this is only for baby. For other languages, you have to, we don't have the symbol anymore. We have to use a function call. We have to use the existing functions in the library to perform this calculation. If you can use it, you can write your own small function to do this. Same thing as this. Okay, so this is exponent. This is for root. Okay, if you have a root, you know the exponent is a fraction. Now, suppose if we have multiple operation, you know, most likely you can have multiple operations. Then this is hierarchy of operation, which is the order of operation. Now, the order of operation, just like math. First, exponent. If we have exponent, we'll do that first. Then we have multiply, divide, then integer, division, modulus. Then we do addition, subtract. Okay, so in the future, once we learn more, we will combine this math operation with logic operation, because we can have, you know, a larger than b plus 5, something like that, right? We can have a larger than the plus together. So in that case, which one we do? And we might have larger than equal to assignment statement. Okay, so they have many operation put together. But right now, all you have to do is, if I have a arithmetic operation, I will just follow the order of operation. Okay, because keep in mind, if you don't know the logical, you know, the order of operations, you will always predict wrong answer, right? You don't know what is you're handling. So exponent, then multiply, divide, integer, division, mod, and then plus, minus, etc. So you can see here. And also, if you're not sure your order operation, you want your work display the way you want. Okay, how can you make your operation, you know, perform in certain order besides this order of operation? By using parentheses, right? Use a parentheses, just like a math. So you can have multiple layer of parentheses. Okay, once you see parentheses, they always do from the most inner parentheses to the outside. Okay, so parentheses can help you manipulate your calculation. Okay, that is perfect, right? Parentheses, you in the future you always will see the parentheses. Same idea in the math. Okay, so next part, how do I display the result? Okay, now after we handle the calculations, we want to display our result on the screen. How do we do that? You know, whatever you want to display should be string type. Okay, because your result, you know, your result after you calculate from the arithmetic operation should be either integer or the decimals, right? But how can we display the result to the user interface? Then we have to switch it to our string type by using another operation. So it's called toString. On these variables, I perform toString operation, toString. Okay, so whatever your decimal variable is, you switch it to a variable. Okay, any question, guys? So you know you have this toString, and you can have, you can change temperature to string. So toString basically is like convert your numeric numbers into string. So later on, you can assign this to your text property, so you can display on your user interface, because whatever you see on your user interface is always some two objects text property, right? How can you assign the value to the text property? And your text property is always string type. So in order to change from numeric number into whatever you want to display, you have to use .toString. So on this object, I'm going to perform this operation, change your your numbers into strings, toString. Okay. Okay, so you can see here in general. So you can have general toString, the parentheses, and you can have this currency, fixed numbers, percent, and size E. So in the future, you're gonna see this all the time. Okay, for this one, we don't have to use this format, but there is this format here, and we can even make the accuracy in the precisions, right here. See, LBL output decimal numeric value to string C2, which means after decimal point I keep 2 digits, so you have dot 44. C3 3 digit, which is 436. F1 1 digit. N4 well numeric is 4 digit. 0. Okay, so you don't have any decimal points. So 0 means like a, do you want to keep any number after decimal points? Which is no, right here. Okay, so let's get back to our code. So let's open this, try to finish the code of this one. So we still work on this BTN cost. As you can see here, I have this, what do you say? Green underline here. The reason I have green underline is because I haven't used this one. So it give you warning message. You see, I haven't, you see, unused local variable. As long as I use it, my green underline will be gone. So it always give you some kind of a warning message to tell you, okay, did you forget to use the variable you just modify, you just declare? Okay, so let's finish this. Okay, so actually, for you guys, if you finish this beach bike rental, you can look at page 90. On page 90, it give you like the whole code part. Okay, in case if you make mistakes, you know. Okay, well, I guess not 240. So 214. My mistake. 214 on page 214. It give you the whole code. 214. Right here, if you see here, this is a complete code. Normally, at the end of each chapter, it give you a complete code. So if you have any issue with your code, you can check this. Okay, so we have done this part, right? So we're gonna type this 2 part. Okay, we're gonna type this 2 part. Okay, this we're gonna type 29, 25, and 26. Okay, so. So here, after we convert my whatever we type on the text box to an integer by using convert.toInt32. Keep in mind, see here, the convert color is kind of like a green, blue something, right? So this is because this is a class name in your library. In the class convert class, I'm using toInt32, this function, to convert whatever this string is to the integer. So I do the calculation. Next part is we're gonna do decimal, do the calculation. A decimal cost, total cost equal to the int number of days times the price, which is whatever right here, see, underline, CDC price per day. Now keep in mind, if you see this underline, it means like most likely is a global variable. It can be used in multiple procedures. Look at this. Okay, so underline is a global variable. C is a constant number. Yes.
Why is there a red underline?
For what?
On the underscore CDC price per day.
Did you declare on the line 9?
No. Yeah. Where's the constant? Constant is
Okay.
declare constant.
Let's do it here. See here, line 9. On the line 9, and we define that in a constant number. Okay. So it's, you had to put, yeah, you had to put this right underneath public class form bike. So we have, this is like a calculation, right? Arithmetic operation. The numbers times price. So if I type 2 times 9.95, give you 18 point something, 19 point something. So this one is, but you do know this is an integer. This is a number, cannot display directly on your screen. So everything on your screen should be string type. That is why we're gonna use back to the 190, back to 190. Oh, too much. Back to 190. Should be okay. Okay, 190. Back to 190. You see here, two string. C currency or the So C is a currency. We want to have a dollar sign. How much do it cost? The two string C. Okay, back to this. This is a page 189 right here. So if I want to have a dollar sign here, this is with dollar sign. Now this is the general, is the two string G. Two string C is with currency, which is dollar sign. Okay. F is a fixed, N is number, percentage is percent, and the scientific with the E right here. So for us, because the cost doesn't have dollar signs, that is why we use two string. So the next one, the last sentence we type will be the LBL, because we want to display right here. What is this one? This is LBL to total cost. So LBL total cost dot tax, sorry, equal to on this object. When we have two strings, like on this object, decimal total cost, then we apply the two string, then C. Okay, keep in mind what is C? This means like whatever we have, we convert to currency. Okay, so if you finish typing, you can try to run this code at this point. Save it. And save all button here. You can run this code. It will pop up this. As you can see, if I type 9.95. I do 2, 19.95. Okay, so that is so that's, you see, every time when you finish a procedure, you can do something. Okay, now I stopped doing this because this one is working. So the first button is done, but we do have a clear and exit. Okay, any questions so far? Any question, guys? So we have we learn a lot of fundamental stuff in today's class. Okay, although we don't have much typing, but it's everything we learn useful, because they're all fundamental ideas. Any questions so far? Any question? So it's 12:09. So we can either finish the clear or we just do the work. Okay, but actually clear is very easy. Clear, you know, I think it's the same as you do the calculator. So I will just leave the clear Monday class. So on Monday class, we're gonna finish up this project. So on Monday class, we do the clear button, we'll do the exit button, and we'll do the form button. Okay, and so the next 30 minutes, you can use this time to finish your burger one, or you can finish the try to do the case problem. The case problem from the book, which is, okay, you can pick up right here. Okay, so you can see here we have different cases. So in today's class, for next 30 minutes, you can try to pick up one case to do the user interface, starting from page 219. 219, guys. Now, first of all, the lattice selection and the case project for the 2 and 3 will be due this Saturday. This one, the new case, and the back one will be due next Saturday. Okay, so this one, Airbnb, you can either do this one, Airbnb, as you can see here, there's a project one, case one, you will have this. So those images are from your data file. Okay, don't use any images. Okay, you have to use the image from the data file. So this is case one, or you can do the case 2, Seattle working tour. I have a lot of students do this one also, quite easy. Okay, you see, exact same as your beach bike rental. The only difference is, you know, the picture is not in the bottom, it's on the right, but what's inside here is the same. And here you have the Uber car. Now, I do have a lot of students with the Uber car. Okay, so I think, you know, you can design your own. You can design your own images in Uber car. Okay, and payroll calculators. You can design your payroll calculators. Okay, and you can do the ice skating rink. Okay, and you can do the other one, the fitness track. So actually, I haven't had any student do 5 and 6 before. I mean, here. So if you do 5 or 6, I give you extra 10 points. So that is it. So what you should do today, right now, for the next 30 minutes is either you finish the homework, which we'll do this Saturday, or you just pick up a case from this one and try to do the user interface. It will be due next Saturday, which is February 26th. Okay. Any question, guys? Any question? Any question? Okay, so I'm gonna stop recording.